Welcome to Fool's Key Tarot. I'm Ben, and this is a daily reading for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Let's see what the cards have in store for us. First, we're going to draw a card for the past. This is the Ace of Pentacles. That might be a small gift or a sense of security, maybe a windfall, maybe even a job. In the present position, we have Judgment reversed. So this could be a decision that is delayed, or the failure to pass a test, or the failure to realize what kind of reality you're in, like being in denial and failing to notice things that are happening around you. Finally, we'll draw a card for the future. The Three of Swords. So this can be heartache and betrayal and sadness and sorrow. So let's go back to the past and interpret these in chronological order. So it looks like you received some kind of opportunity or gift in the recent past, something that increased your material wealth or property. And so you could have received something material, but it could be equally as much like a job opportunity or something that enables you to produce or create or get materials or property. So some kind of tangible increase, but that could be indirectly through a job or an opportunity or a connection to somebody who can hook you up with materials that you need. With the Ace of Pentacles, the implication is that it's the beginning of something. So this wouldn't be a huge gift that would completely change your life, but it might be a small thing that starts a sequence of events that could eventually lead to much larger changes. So even if this event seemed small or innocuous at the time, it has bigger consequences than it seemed. And because it's in the past of today's reading, I think that those consequences are going to be felt today. So here in the present, we have the inability to wake up or see what's going on around you. So with one interpretation of the Ace of Pentacles being protection and security, you can see the garden here at the bottom. This is like a place where danger doesn't come and you don't have to worry about reality or difficulties. And I'm not saying that this is what your past has been like, but that is one aspect of this card. And combined with Judgment reversed in the present position, I think that whatever this gift or windfall or material property is that you received in the past or earned in the past, it is insulating you from a reality or a difficulty or maybe even like a limit that you might be running up against soon. But because of this, you have been able to ignore it or just not pay very much attention to it, maybe forget about it, maybe even be in denial about it. And now in the present, I think that that is when that lack of truthfulness or accuracy is beginning to occur in earnest or have its effects felt. So something from the past here is insulating you from something in the present and allowing you to stick your head in the sand and ignore what is going on around you. In the future, we have the Three of Swords. So this indicates trouble. Definitely some kind of difficult feeling or pain. And so that seems like maybe it's that truth breaking through this denial or this ignorance that is characterizing your current state. Something pierces the bubble of the Ace of Pentacles. If this created a nice sanctuary, then in the future we are going to have a piercing of that sanctuary, where you realize that it's not permanent and it's not foolproof. It can't keep out every danger or every difficulty. It only kept those things at bay for a time. And in the future, there is going to be a moment where reality comes crashing through, or at least based on the current trajectory, that is where you're headed. And I think that the reason you're headed for that is because of this denial. Because of your refusal to see something around you or to acknowledge a reality around you, that is going to lead to a rude awakening in your not too distant future. But that is only if you stay in denial. So I think that the cards here are trying to give you a chance to divert from this rather upsetting future. So what the cards are saying is that some comfort or resource from your past has kept you from needing to deal with a certain reality. And because you don't have to deal with this reality, you've basically ignored it, or maybe you think that you have not ignored it, but you haven't really dealt with it head on. You're able to deal with a diminished or altered version of it because that's more comfortable or easy. And the fact that you are wrong about it isn't a problem because you're insulated from it. Because it's not something that you really need to deal with, then you are not going to be punished or find problems if you're wrong about what it is, because you don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. You don't have to solve those problems. And so if you're wrong about what those problems are like, then that's not a big deal for you because they aren't your problems. So it may not be that you're in complete denial, but rather just have yet to fully appreciate the situation. So seeing this full reading, I really think that the aspect of the Ace of Pentacles that relates to sanctuary and safety is what is most relevant here. So I think the trajectory is that you've been protected from something in the past, and due to that protection, you have been able to ignore something in your present or be unrealistic about something in the present. And for now, that's fine. But in the future, it's not going to be fine. In the future, if you don't come to grips with this reality sooner rather than later, it is going to force itself upon you, and that is going to hurt. That is going to be a sudden and piercing insight that will cause pain and hardship for you and for others, I think. But the good news is you still are benefiting from this protection or this safety or this benefit from the Ace of Pentacles. And while you still have that, you have a chance to understand this reality better and to come to grips with it before you're forced to. Because if you take the time and you adjust your worldview and you get your head out of the sand and take a look at things around you accurately without shielding yourself from the real full truth, then that might still be a somewhat uncomfortable process, but you will save yourself from this much more painful future that is coming your way if you stay in denial or stay disconnected from reality. So the cards are asking you to not take your past for granted and imagine what it would be like if you had not benefited from something from your past, and what might be your problems or your reality now if that were different. And that little imagination exercise will probably be enough to come to grips with this reality before it bears itself upon you. And that way you are in control. You can spread it out over time rather than have it be a sudden insight forced upon you. It can be something that you take your time digesting and coming to understand slowly and carefully rather than all at once and violently, which is the other option if you choose to remain ignorant. So look to what you benefited from in the past as a clue to what you are ignoring or not aware of in the present, and that will save you from heartache in the future. If you enjoyed this reading, then subscribe to see more. And if you'd like to learn about tarot cards or try some of my online guided readings, then head on over to foolskey.com, or you can check that out. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.